So today I'll be showing you all how I part the closure and lace on my wigs. You know how a lot of wigs have that crisp T-part shape? For the life of me, I could not find any videos on here that show how to do that. So I'm going to show you how I do it with my method today. First thing you want to do is get a rat tail comb to part out your spacing. I prefer to use a rat tail comb, but honestly, y'all can use any type of comb. And you also want to make sure that you have a fine tooth comb as well. That way you really can get that hair laid, honey, because it needs to be laid and slayed to the guys. So what you see me doing right here is parting out the left and the right side of the closure. And then you also see me parting the back of the closure. So I just make sure to keep brushing it back. And then I'm going to go in with some Morries. I love this stuff, y'all. This is the best pomade ever. Just rub it between your fingers. And then you don't even need a lot because it's really greasy. Just a few little dabs to get the job done. But it's really good once you put that pressing comb on there. That sleek, that shine, that hold. It's flawless. Literally flawless. So what you see me doing here is just getting some more. And y'all, I hate how it gets under my nails. So I just have to, pick it out. But you just want to make sure that your part is crisp. So you may see me going in a couple different times just to ensure that the part is as crispy as possible. So here on this stick, that is the top from my spritz, as you can see right here. So I'd like to take spritz because I need it to be laid. I'm really not fond of the Got2b glue. I prefer to use spritz just because I can manipulate it. And when I press out Got2b glue, it turns white, and I hate that. So now right here, you see me laying down the closure. Now, I told you guys, spritz is my favorite. So then you're going to go in with the pressing comb. And take your time too. You don't have to move really, really fast, but you just really want to make sure that you are pressing through that Murray's pomade. And make sure you get in every little nook and cranny. And I also put a plethora of bobby pins in the closure just to ensure that it doesn't move when I am flat ironing it. I want to make sure that it's really spread out so it's not like lumpy or bumpy or clunky or anything like that. Now also on this little side, make sure you're putting your spritz. So I just like to rub some spritz on there. Make sure you get a decent amount because, honey, when I tell you this part is not going nowhere and it's going to be crispy and laid. So now I'm taking my little rat tooth, not my rat tooth, but my fine tooth comb, and I'm just combing that part. And then you see how over here in this little corner, you could see the tracks. You got to make sure you cover up the tracks. Nobody wants their tracks to be showing, especially when the wind blows, which is why I decide to go in and use that spritz. Because spritz, the hold that spritz has to offer is something that, you do not want to play with. So now I'm going in and I'm adjusting the T on that side just because I don't want any of the tracks to show. So here, now you can see my knots are bleached. My part is looking crispy. So now I'm just going in and smoothing everything out, making sure that everything is literally laid to perfection, okay? And it is okay to be aggressive with this also. And then you know how in the front of your wigs it has that little swoop? That's what I'm doing on this side to make sure that it's laid. So then you just want to go in with your pressing comb. Make sure you do it slow and make sure you hit those edges because this particular client did not want baby hair. So I have to make sure, that the front of this hairline is giving scalp and make sure that it's giving what it's supposed to give. So go ahead and run your flat iron, I'm tripping. Run your pressing comb through the front of that wig, okay? So now you can see everything is fried, dyed, and laid to the side. You want to take your comb and just comb everything through. Make sure everything is laid. Make sure there are no lumps. Make sure there are no bumps. And also you want to make sure that the back is pulled, the front is pulled, and it's all just like, seamless. That's really the goal that you're going for, is seamless. So you'll see me going over this a few times just to ensure that it's seamless and flat. I'm going to go in with a little bit more spritz now just to make sure that it is laid and that it's not going anywhere, because I have combed it to the way that I want it to be. And I don't like to spray the spritz on there. I prefer to just wipe it on there because it gives me more control. And it's, I don't know, I just have a really big pet peeve for messy stuff. And just, I discovered that doing it this way is the less messy option. Nobody likes it messy. Well, I guess I could just speak for myself, but I get more control that way. And then you also see me pulling hairs out of the front of the closure. Now, I'm sorry about all that hair, y'all. I was doing a blonde wig earlier. But the reason why I just pluck hair out of the closure instead of combing it back into the wig is because plucking the hairline will always give you that natural effect that you're looking for. And for me, the goal is to always have the natural effect on there. So to do that, I may pull a hair or two if it's a flyaway or if it's not laid the way that I want it to be. So now I'm just going in with a little bit more spritz. And I also had dabbed a little bit of Murray's on my hand just to make sure that this is laid, because I do not want this closure going anywhere, honey. So now I'm just taking my comb and I'm rubbing that spritz through, just making sure that everything is flat and perfect. Then I'm going to go in and comb it down. I'm also going to hit that other side and hit the back. So now the wig is really in its T position. Like, it's in the T shape that I want it to be. It's laid the way I want it to. And I'm just going to go in with spritz all throughout the back of the hair just to make sure that it stays laid. I'm going to rub it in, make sure everything is nice and flat and seamless. And then you know I'm going to hit it with that pressing comb because I need it to be nice. So I'm just going to go in real slow. And this is what I always say, do it very slow, because you want it to be flat. Like, it needs to be flat as possible. You know how when you go to the salon and you come out with your fresh bone straight press, how that hair is laid, honey? That's how your wig needs to look. So that's what you see me doing right here. Just making sure that my wig is laid. So now I'm picked it up, I'm looking at it, see a little bit, one little pucker, and I hate little puckers. So, you know, I'm going to go in with that flat iron. I don't know why I keep saying my flat iron, but I'm going to go in with the pressing comb to make sure that that little pucker is null and void, okay? So this is what you see me doing, using the back of the pressing comb to make sure that that little pucker over there in the corner is gone in non-existence. And I'm even going to hit it with some spritz to make sure that that hair does not move. What that girl say? My hair, it don't move. That's what your closure needs to do. Now, don't get me wrong. When I go in to curl it, the curls will definitely have body and bounce to it. But I have to make sure that this closure doesn't go anywhere and that it stays fresh, clean, crisp, and precise for a very long time. And that's what you see me doing right here. I'm taking my comb and just flattening it out, making sure that everything is smooth, straight, and to the point. And here y'all go. You have a fresh and crispy closure. Thanks. Bye.